Good morning, student. Today we are going to read class 7th SST Civics, chapter number 7, Understanding Genders, Socio-Economic Aspects, part 2. So, a student, in the previous video I had explained about the what is gender inequality, and also the social reformers, name of some of the social reformers who had done a lot of things for the improvement of the women's condition. Now, let us begin with the next topic, that is the insensitive approach to women's labor. So, basically, the topic is saying itself that what the women's do for the family, for the family members, that work is not considered as a work. So this is a very important topic that we have to discuss, that the gender inequality that gives the woman's life, uh, that makes the woman's life very worst, because the woman's contribution of work at home is not considered. The reason is that it becomes the mindset of the people that women's are doing nothing by sitting their home. If uh, the women's are meant uh, meant for the working, for means they work for dawn to dusk, from morning to evening, and the work of women mostly goes unnoticed, as she gives not as she does not earn anything from anything directly by doing the household work. So if there is no earning if there is no earning at all, so because of that only the woman's work is not considered as a economic work, or the woman's work is not considered as a work even. So like women used to do the cooking, cleaning, she also take care of the child, she also take care of the sick and elderly people, she also prepare food, she also wash the cloth. So whatever the work of homemaker she used to do, she also engage herself till morning to night. But these work is not classified as a uh, these work is not classified as a work, because these work do not gives or earns money by doing these works. So these works do not earns money, that is why these works, or the work of woman, or the work of homemaker, is not considered as a work. uh, but the women who do a lot of important but unpaid jobs, that they do, some women also do the agriculture sectors, like they used to work work as a post harvester or processor, preparing food for the agricultural laborer, doing threshing, gathering uh, the fuels which is being used for the cooking, fodder for their animals, and looking after the livestock, means the animals which they have, the cattle, the sheep and goat they have, they used to take care of the livestock also. So these work always been not noticed by the humans or the male members. Why? The reason is that because of the gender inequality. It has always been in the mindset the women's work is not appropriate, is not that that gives the earning. So if they helping to the family members, if they are helping in the fields, or if they are helping to maintain the cattle as well, or the livestock as well, so these works is not considered, or these works is not noticed even by the family members. So this kind of attitude is to be changed by us. So how this kind of attitude is to be changed? So the women's work is to be considered as important as the men's work, because the men's used to work in their office for a fixed number of time, fixed hours basically. But when they came home, they do not work. They do not work basically. So, and women, they works till morning to the till night when she did not get to the bed. So how this can be removed? This can be removed by helping her. If you cannot help her, at least uh, encourage her, at least insist her or encourage her that she is doing well. And by because of her only, the people are living a good life. They get the food, everything, whatever the requirement is there, that is they're getting from her only. uh, the time changes. So during the 19th century, about 1800s, the industrial revolution take place. So what is industrial revolution? When the industries, the new machineries has started coming, and that gives the job opportunities to the large sector of people, including women as well. So women had started coming out of their house for the for working in factory and to earn money basically. So if they earn money, or by earning money, they are self dependent. But this is also very challenging for the women, because they have to balance all the work in the offices and the household responsibilities as well. So women, those who are working in a factory or in an office, they have to manage the household responsibilities as well. So how we can improve, how we can check on these? So uh, now the society has started changing their mindset. The male member of a family is also helping or sharing the household work that is done by the woman. So this gives the women's the less burden, uh, what they used to do after the office works. So this is somehow we can reduce the burden of the women by helping them in their household work, or we can encourage uh, encourage them that they are doing well. The next topic that is given in your book, that is the women workforce in India. So first of all, you have to understand that the women of India is worked in a both sector. Both sector means one is the formal sector and another one is informal sector. So what is informal sector and what is formal sector? So basically, informal sector is sector where the economic activities that are not taxed by or taxed by the government basically. So that is the considered as informal sector. Some of people were working as a casual laborers, and they do not have the fixed timing. Some of women were working as agricultural laborers, basket weavers, domestic servants, hawkers, vendors. So these are the considered as informal activities or informal sectors where the women used to work and earn something. But these informal sector does not provide the facilities that is provided by the formal sector. The informal sector people, those who are working in the informal sector, they do not get the sufficient time. If they need a leave, 1 day leave, so their salary is get reduced, or their salary is get deduct. Also, the earning be deducted. Also, they cannot take leave for the if they are even if they are ill. Even if they are ill, in that condition they have to work, because if they will take leave, so the earning will not be there, or the salaries will be deduct from their salaries, or the money can be deduct from their salaries. So these kind of conditions forced women, or women were women were forced to do the work in informal sector. The reason behind that, the women are not educated, or they are not well qualified so that they can get the formal sector job. So first of all, we have to increase, or we have to encourage women to go to the school or study well. After studying well, they are eligible, they are able to go to the formal sector where several facility is given. Now we have to see what is formal sector. So formal sector is what in economic activities that are taxed by the government comprise the formal sector. So where your earning is taxed, means you are paying tax for your earning, that is considered as formal sector. Like working in office, in school, hospital, banks, and BPOs. So several sectors are there where the women used to work and earn. And these formal sector provide the several benefits such as medical facilities, like they get the sick leave if they fell ill, so they get the leave. This kind of facility is not provided in for informal sector. They get the maternity benefits, or the hospitalization, means if they ill they can be treated in the hospital. They also get the maternity benefits. What is maternity benefits? Means when the woman is having baby, during that time the formal sector provide leaves, paid leaves to the woman, especially in the government sector. The government of India gives 180 days leave, maternity leave to the employees, and also provide additional 2 year of paid leaves for the child care purpose. So these kind of facilities provided by the government of India for the women in the formal sector. Private offices, they also provide the maternity leaves to the female employees. So these kind of facilities all only seen in the formal sector, not in the informal sector. But the problem is that in many cases women are paid lesser than the male counterpart for the same job. So because of that, because of the gender inequality, it is the people's mindset that the women are to be paid less than the male for the same job, because it is the mindset that the women do not work as efficient as appropriate that the men do. But this is very wrong. The women used to work very hard, the women used to do everything in an appropriate manner, but they were always being paid the less than their than the male counterpart. So this is to be removed from the society. And the woman's earning, which is often play an important role in the maintenance of the household, but she herself not um have control over the money she earns. It means that whatever she earn, though the earning of husband and wife, or the man and woman, were spent on in the household work, but always the money which is earned by men is considered as the main source of income, not the money which is earned by the woman. That did not consider as a main earning source. Also, whatever she earn, she cannot spend by her own, and the woman has to seek permission from their husband that they can purchase something. And even uh, earning, even spending a lot of time for the job, even spending a lot of time for the household work, that money cannot spend by the woman, or which is earned by herself. So this is the one of the great impact, or the effect of the gender inequality on the society, in the society basically. So uh, the the informal sector or the formal sector where the men and women works, sometimes the women's get the lesser amount of money instead of male members. So by seeing this, the government of India has initiated one of the rule, that is the Equal Remuneration Act 1976. So this act was passed in 1976, and this gives the opportunity to the men. This gives the opportunity to women to earn the same money which is provided for the male members for the same work or the similar nature of work. So if a woman is doing the same work or the similar nature of work, so the salary or the wages should be fixed, or the new remuneration should be fixed for both of them, not differentiate from each other, especially for the women. So this is the Equal Remuneration Act, which is initiated by the government of India for the problem of differentiation of the earning of the men and women. So the this is the thing that is done in the society of India, where the women's were supposed to do the work, supposed to do the jobs, but were not supposed to spend their money by their own. So this kind of inequality is to be break by us. So the time changes when the time up is the when the time changes, when the new kind of development is led by new kind of development is seen. So these changes were also exist, like uh, like more and more people are getting convinced about the establishing gender equality, means the gender inequality should be removed. How we can say, you people are whether uh, if I say, if you are a girl or a boy, so girl and boy are studying in the same school, they get the same kind of facility, which is uh, which is which is get by your own brother. That kind of facility is also given to the sister. So this is the sum of the impact, a good impact of the gender equality, which is done by the new generation's parent. Though today the women's they are starting coming out of the house, they are working in the offices, they are getting education, they are going away from the city, they stay another part. They can also go to the foreign countries for the studies and all. They also entered in the male dominated profession, which is always said that this profession is meant for the male members, like air force pilot, the train engine drivers. So these are the sectors where the only male members were found. But now everything has changed, the time changes, where the women's is also becoming the part of these kind of profession. Government took a lot of initiative that the women's condition should be improved. So they had adopted the universal adult franchise. So what is universal adult franchise? This is the uh, this universal adult franchise gives the women, or even men and women both, to give the right, yeah, voting rights, if I say, that they can exercise their voting rights. Also, how this came to happen, because Indian constitution declares the all citizens of India have equal rights. So according to that, the universal adult franchise provide the equal voting rights to the men and women both. The constitution also states that the government shall not discriminate in matters of public employment against the citizens of the ground of sex. So means that on the basis of male and female, the jobs cannot be categorized. If the job is meant for men, so that job is also meant for the women as well. So this is the government schemes, or the constitution states that the government should have to follow these points. One of the most important thing that you have to also understand for the women's encouragement, for the for removing the gender inequality. That is the Hindu Succession Act Amendment 2005. Though this act was a part of Hindu Succession Act in 1956, but it has changed. So for the improvement of the women's condition. So on 9th September 2005, this act has started. This gives the equal rights to the inheritance to the daughters. This means that the daughters have the same right over the property as son. So if it is a father's property, so father's property is to be divided equally divided among the daughters and son as well. So if a family had a one daughter, one son, the property is to be divided into equal part for the son and the daughter as well. This act states that the daughter will have the same rights as the son to reside or seek partition of the family house. If the woman is willing to stay at their father's house, so they are allowed to stay, and if there is a partition, so they can also take a part of their property from their father's property or the father's wealth. So this is the Hindu Succession Act Amendment Act basically in 2005. Government is also taking several measures to promote the education of girl child basically, by providing the concession fees, by providing the free textbooks, by providing the free uniforms, and by providing the scholarship. So these kind of steps that is took by the government or taken by the government, that this encourages the education to the women, so that they can uplift their condition, and they become the mainstream of the society. They become the part of the mainstream of the society, that the condition which were earlier was very worst. So this is the initiative that is took by the different that is provided by the Constitution of India to the women, that they can uplift their condition which was previously very bad. So for that also government has provided the 50% of the seats in the local governments that have been reserved for the women. So government provide the 50% of the seat in every sector, whether it is education, whether it is job or other sectors, that is comes under the government. So those were the part, they get the 50% reservation in that. So this is the chapter that we have to discuss. Now what is your homework? That your homework is to write the what is informal sector and what is the formal sector along with the examples. Thank you, students.